Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Attack on Productions. Fluff here, coming back at you with another deck profile. But before we get into it, make sure to do all the YouTube-like things, like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, all the fun stuff. Leave us a comment below if there's anything you want to see us do. Oh, man, I feel like this is like the 8th time that I've done a video intro today, but it's not. It's only like the 3rd or 4th. I don't know. But anyway, we're looking at the Super Saiyan Gotenks Display of Mastery deck here. Now I want to say I initially played this deck with the Union Fusion pieces as a part of it, and then I played it as a good dot yellow deck. And the deck flows much better as just a good dot yellow deck. Do I think it's better than Kid Icarus or the Vegeta / Trunks that's about to come out? No, I don't. But I wanted to find another yellow Saiyan leader that I could use the stuff off of. And if your opponent is on a deck that utilizes or relies on their extra cards, you can actually get a ton of additional advantage for your opponent just doing things that they have to do to survive. So that was really the thought process behind this. I'm not trying to replace or prove that this is better than any of the other leaders for the good dot yellow archetype as it stands, but this leader is a ton of fun to play. I love it. I'm not going to explain what the leader does because you guys have said you don't like that, so I'm going to just kind of, this is the leader that we play. Okay.
No one said that in over a year.
Have they not?
No.
I love how you interrupted my profile. Thank you there. But I play three of the Trunks unisons here. Absolute powerhouse of a pressure card. It's a great way to deal with problems on the board. It's a great way to clear out unisons. It's a great way to close out the game. So we run this guy at 3 of. The other unison that we play, I run at a 4 of, is SS Gogeta. Dynamic Unison. We're going to use this to fill up our drop area with cards that we want in there, like extra cards that aren't doing anything for us, in order to draw and dig deeper into our deck and move our resources. This is a relic of the old Union Fusion engine that I was running before, where we would use this to find our pieces. But I do actually still like the movement that it gives the deck. It's running this at a 4 of, so I'm still going to continue to run it at a 4 of. One drops, we've got Basil, Fatal Rampage. Card is really good. Just solid yellow card. It's a cantrip that gains dual attack 15,000 if your opponent has 5 or more tapped cards. The name of the game is rest moding and tapping your opponent's cards, so this should be live more often than not, especially in later stages of the game. Super combos, I run 4 of the comeback or Moments Before Comeback Krillin. I think this card is amazing in yellow. You could run the what is it? I think it's a Gohan super combo that KOs on your turn if you combo with it, but I find this Krillin to be just too good to not use. Then we run 4 of the Son Goku Steadfast Assistants. This guy is amazing, and I'm surprised it survived the ban list the way that it did. I think this card is ridiculously oppressive, giving you a blocker, a tap, and a draw, all for 1 energy, is super good. And there are even matchups where I've had his 5,000 body be relevant to clearing off things that you needed to. Then, continuing the tapping and blocking, I run 3 of the Vegeta Prideful Transformations. We are a very unison-heavy deck, so these are, again, live more often times than not, and great ways to get our opponent's stuff in rest mode. I run 2 Swift Retaliation Coolers because I love making my opponent tap out to use a negate, using this guy to put it on the field and getting multiple draws off of him. It oftentimes will also signal the end of a game when you use this card. So I like having 2 because you need to see it. And sometimes you just have to charge it. And if you have to charge it, you lose it for the rest of the game if you only play it at a 1 of. So I like it at a 2 of. Then I play 3 of Lord Slug Super Namekian. I don't play this guy often, but there's just matchups where this guy shuts your opponent down and keeps them from being able to draw or move through components of their deck. It's really good against other yellow decks, I've noticed. It's really good against certain blue decks. It's pretty good against some green decks, but other than that, you might not find that you play this guy a lot. You just want it for those in-event scenarios where it is really good. So we play 3 of those. I run 3 Mecha Frieza Robotic Riposte because this guy is absolutely amazing at getting your opponent to dry themselves out and tap things they don't want to tap just to be able to apply pressure. Usually when you play this, your opponent will just end up passing the turn most of the time. Or if they do play through it, you can usually capitalize on your following turn. We won 4 Turles All Too Easy. Yet another card I'm surprised survived. Survived on the ban list. I think a lot of this is because of the fact that it is locked to yellow sand leader cards, but 2 energy gets you to play a card that will either blow up 2 cards or blow up a card and draw a card. It's a ton of pressure as a 20,000 double strike body, so it's a great way to utilize and remove unisons. It's exactly the type of card that yellow needed to maintain its relevancy in the format at the stage that we're in, and I think this is one of the cards, along with Goku's Steadfast Alliance, that keep yellow where it is right now. 1 Bergamo. 2 Gokus. Perfect for closing out the game, especially if you know your opponent is playing a deck that relies a lot on battle card negates or battle card effects to survive. So this is really good against a ton of different decks to just close out. So we're just playing it at 2 of. We want to be able to see it when we're trying to wrap up the game, but don't really want it in our hand at early stages. Our super combo is Super 17 Sibling Absorbed. It could easily be Cell in this deck, I guess, but I really like having Cold Bloodlust on a 40,000 body leg with a 20,000 crit face, or with a crit face. I just really love this card because your opponent will try to topo you. You can use this to turn off topo and then keep on going and try to win the game. 2 Poutine. 2 SS4 Fighting Against Fates. We just want to be able to apply pressure at different points throughout the game. I don't just use it as a closer. I will use this to apply pressure mid-game as well, making my opponent waste additional resources. 1 Champa because Champa. Moving on to the extra cards. Because we do have to charge extra cards, I run more extra cards than maybe I probably would. But I run 3 Forbidden Power because we need to charge extra cards. I run 3 Giant Balls because they're good. I run 2 Frieza Army Reinforcements because they're good. I run 3 Vegeta Final Flash because they're fantastic. And 1 Power of a Super Saiyan because that's all Bandai said I could play that card. If Bandai didn't say that, I would probably run that at a 4 of still. So, as always, that's the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been fun for me. I love playing yellow decks. I think it's my favorite color in the game. Unfortunately, it's not very archetype oriented right now. But if there's anything that you want to see us do, please let me know in the comments below. Read your cards, know your plays, let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to. And as always, fluff out.